Now, Liverpool against Spurs is the 4:30 Super Sunday kickoff this weekend, and it just happens to be the highest scoring fixture in Premier League history. This week, Liverpool's Milos Kerkez sat down with Harriet Pryor to discuss the influence of Dominic Szoboszlai and his friendship with Mo Salah.
What's the dynamic like between the two of you?
Yeah, it's very good. You know, obviously, everyone says he's like much older and like you can hang out, but nah, he's really good. Really accepted me, like, you know, also took me under the wing, and yeah, we hang out a lot with Dom also, and he's like three of us hang out a lot together. So he's good. He's helping me also a lot in terms of football, in terms life stuff also, and yeah, it's been really good, and I'm just listening and taking it in. So
true that the three of you are always first to training at the coffee bar together? Yeah,
we are. Yeah.
What's the
always arrive first? Yeah, me and Dom. He comes then.
Do you come to training together, you and Dom?
Sometimes, because I don't drive yet.
Okay.
So
you wake him up in the morning, put him in a good mood for the day.
So yeah, I put Dom in good mood in the car, and yeah, we arrive here. Yeah, then he comes also.
And what's Dom been like? Because we know you two have known each other for years, but do you look at him as a real leader here?
Yeah, definitely. He's a great character, and I would say yeah, he's becoming a great leader also on the pitch, off the pitch, and yeah, obviously we know each other long. We are really close together, so it's good to have like your national team player also in the club playing together. So he's really nice.
Milos Kerkez there, talking to Harriet. Merce, do you think he has turned a corner a little bit, Milos? Because I know he really struggled at the beginning and a lot of Liverpool fans were on his back, but he seems he's got a bit more consistency.
Yeah, a little bit. He has surprised me, because when he was at Bournemouth, I thought he was off the charts. I thought really good player. I don't know if it's been the pressure as well. You know, you got to win every week. You know, you got no disrespect to Bournemouth, but you draw a game at Crystal Palace and you're getting on the coach as a good result. You know, they draw a game away from home and it's headlines in the news. So I think it might take him a little bit of time. I don't think the team's been great, so he suffered at the same time as well. But I'm sure he'll be a success. I'm a big fan of his, big fan.
I mean, that's the thing with Liverpool now. There obviously is so much pressure, even more so the fact that they were so dominant last year. They were unbelievable, but we have seen that vulnerability kind of throughout this season. Yeah. Why do you think that is, Nathan?
I don't want to put it too much down to just Liverpool's vulnerability on their own, but I just think a lot of other teams have been surprise packages, such as like Brentford, for example. Yeah. A lot of teams...
Is that what Merce was saying? That floor is actually really high.
Yeah, a lot of teams in that mid-pack have actually done really well this season, kind of not necessarily got the spotlight that they deserve, because the likes of Tottenham are not performing well. Manchester United have obviously had a little drop, but pushing back up, and Liverpool have not been performing to the standards which they know they can. So I think, you know, it's one of those. I think there's other teams that are performing really well, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like there's much pressure on them to really kick on and have a go. Yeah. I may be being a little bit naive because I'm not aware of their fan base. I'm not super tapped in. Sure. But yeah, it just feels like there's not really much pressure on them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that even games like this, Merce, it was one of those where you could feel it coming, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you could. It was, and it's the deflected goal as well. It goes over. I think they've been unlucky at times this season, Liverpool. I think they have. I think they're real live wires in the Champions League still. I expect them to beat Galatasaray and they'll still be in that. I think they'll get in the top four still. It won't be... It's just the heights they hit last season. They just hit their mites. A couple more players come in, didn't get the centre half they wanted, and they've struggled defensively. And the lads who come in, Wirtz, who's going to be a superstar, have took a little bit of time to settle. But I think next season they'll be right back up there again.
Yeah. They might be right back up there next season, but will Mo Salah be a part of that side? Because the reason I bring that up is because Salah's form, clearly, it looks like an issue to the squad. It looks like an issue to him. It looks like an issue on how they handle it. I mean, we were looking at some of the facts earlier on. So actually, Salah is having his least productive season since joining in 2017, and it's his worst for goal involvements per 90 and touches in the opposition box. So I mean, Nathan, it's uncharacteristic, isn't it? Clearly, from the player that I was watching last year, and I'll be totally honest. Like, even though I was watching Dembele as a fan, I still would watch Salah in the Premier League and go, "This man is the best player in the world."
Yeah, no, I think he's just produced some insanely, sort of
off the scale charts,
memorable
seasons,
numbers that we've ever seen in the Premier League. So, for him to have a season like this, it's kind of eyebrow raising for everybody, but probably no more so than himself.
Yeah,
he's probably assessing scenarios and what things look like, and we've been in scenarios where you don't know if you're coming or going. The scenarios where you're playing well, you're not playing so well, but I think the years that he's had and the numbers that he's put up has been so eye-raising to everybody that when there's a season where it's not so great, we're kind of
I think we are harsh on him. He misses Trent Alexander. I've said it before.
Yeah,
he misses him. I mean, you're playing in front of one of the best passing right backs you'll ever see play the game. He gets the ball, you have to go and engage. If you're playing as a winger and Trent Alexander gets the ball, you have to go and engage. If you don't go and engage, you'll spray the ball all over the place. Then all of a sudden, you leave Mo Salah 1v1. Now, with the right backs that have been playing there, they've got nowhere near as much talent as what Trent Alexander has. So when they get the ball, they go, "You have the ball. We'll double up on Mo Salah. You hurt us." Yeah. And they can't, and I feel sorry for him. I don't think he gets the ball enough as many times. I think Trent Alexander's been a massive miss to him. So
it's more about underestimating Trent's influence than Salah's influence into the new season.
As a winger, Nathan will tell you, I played there. You want to get the ball as quickly as possible. You want to be 1v1. As soon as you get 2v1, you're up against it. Most of the time now you have to pass it back or pass it sideways. So I would take that in consideration, but he is getting older. In football terms, you get to certain ages and you never get quicker, you only get slower.
Yeah, I think it's not just Trent, but I think Liverpool has lost some significant players over the course of recent seasons. So like Sir Jordan Henderson, Milner, some of these experienced players where we saw in the Wolves highlights they're the type of players that will keep the team solid in the shape to almost.
Yeah, but they won't get Salah 20 goals.
No, but just
Trent
that.
Alexander
But sometimes I think, from playing against, the Firmino, Salah, Sadio sort of lineup, the initial press they were fantastic at, but then the dogs behind them were the ones that did a lot of the main work.
Last year,
and they were allowed to cheat as well, so that when they did get the ball, they were 3v3 sometimes on the top line. Everyone else is having to sprint back. So I think, as much as they say Trent, I think there's other players in midfield as well that did supply them with the ball early enough to because they knew that they were the game winners.
Are you a little bit surprised on kind of what you've seen from Liverpool's backline this season? Obviously, we're talking about players that are maybe looking to come towards the end of their time at Liverpool. You're looking at Virgil van Dijk. You've spoken about it. I mean, you played alongside Virgil. I mean, what's he like as someone in the dressing room, and what will he be kind of seemingly doing at moments like this?
I think I only played with Virg for a year and a half, and seeing him go to Liverpool and develop into one of the world's best centre halves, but also one of the world's best leaders. I think from what we've seen over the years, so he will know what to do and what's expected because he's been at Liverpool for a number of years. But again, it comes back to my point of, he's also played alongside some players that have helped him within that leadership role. A lot of clubs have leadership group, which, consists of 3, 4, 5 players. So, the question would be who is in that leadership group with Virg alongside him to continue to help these young players understand what it means to play for Liverpool.
Okay.